I haven't eaten, slept, or showered in days. If you were in the same room as me, you'd be like, what stinks? Just kidding, this video did take ridiculously long to make though, and if you were following me in like 2021, you know that I had the willpower to put out 5 videos in 5 days. What was I on? I don't even know. I miss the old Rena, the fabled YouTube legend. And again, sorry for the never-ending string of hiatuses. I moved again like a month ago, and I've been doing rethinking with this channel, doing a little rebranding, remembering that the digital footprint is in fact real. I googled my name for the first time in a while, and so many random things with my face on it popped up. Like, I don't even use LinkedIn, like, ever. So why was that the 3rd thing that showed up when you googled my full name? Needless to say, I've deleted a few accounts, and my YouTube channel is no longer my full name. I changed it to Nerdboink, as you can see, which honestly, I feel like it's more fitting. Anyway, art challenge of Spotify Wrapped 2023, let's go! I did 5 portraits of my top 5 artists and 5 interpretations of my top 5 songs. Pulling up my notes app of my Spotify Wrapped because the Spotify Wrapped feature on Spotify is no longer there because it's March. Number 5 of my top 5 artists of 2023 is Chris Travis. Number 4 is George Clanton. Number 3 is Young Nudy. Number 2 are the Cocteau Twins. The least surprising thing ever, number 1 is Beach House. I could have predicted these with full accuracy before Spotify Wrapped came out. My top songs of 2023 were number 5, Saran Pack by TK. Number 4, Portobello by Young Nudy. Number 3 is Love Me by OG Spliff and Tia Corinne. Number 2 is Stayin' True by Chris Travis. And number 1 is Love by Kryptonite. Banger song. Anyway, let's get into the challenge. I always kind of knew who Chris Travis was in the back of my mind. Like, sometimes the Spotify algorithm tries to indoctrinate me into listening to an album or an artist or a song. Like, they just won't stop shoving it in my face. Pizza and Codeine by Chris Travis was in fact one of those albums. However, I didn't actually start listening to him until I met my friend Ishi in 2022. I asked them for album recommendations one day, and they put me on, needless to say. I listened once and never looked back, not to mention the album art is so like 2000s and awesome and colorful. I did see Chris Travis this year, or I guess last year. It's 2024, guys, oh my god. I saw him in 2023 when he went on tour in North America. I'm kind of pissed that he didn't play Stayin' True, but beggars can't be choosers. Speaking of artists I saw live in 2023, number 4 was George Clanton. I was fully expecting this one. He's been up there for the past couple years too. He was the first artist I saw live post-COVID in 2021. I remember I walked to the Masquerade alone way too early, so I was the first person there by a landslide, like by a couple hours, and I managed to bypass security by accident because they weren't even set up yet. I thought that was funny. To be honest, I did just listen to Urapaya fully for the first time like a few weeks ago. Call me a poser, but I still don't know what it means. I don't know if it actually means anything. I don't know if it's like a whole fake inside joke or whatever, but I don't know. I have to say, it was good, but it does not compare to Slide or 100% Electronica, but that's just my bias because those 2 albums had such an impact on me in my formative years. He shaped me for realsies. Anyway, I wanted to make some kind of a composition here on this spread between Chris Travis and George Clanton, even though they are pretty vastly different in musical style. Chris Travis's background was more pink. It's not pink yet, I kind of like added to it later. But George Clanton's background was more blue, so I think that made for a nice spread. I think it's also cool that he's like upside down and Chris Travis is right side up because it's kind of giving like yin and yang, and they're both kind of representing movement of some sort. Like he's going down the slide, and the photo that I referenced for Chris Travis is like blurry, like it's trying to there's parts of it where it's like you're seeing double. Ooh, it's trippy. I think it balances the spread nicely. I think I spent the most amount of time on these 2 drawings because they're colored pencil, and I'm such a stickler about perfectionism whenever it comes to colored pencils. Although I did just move and I lost my good Prismacolor pencil sharpener while that was happening, and I thought I lost my alarm clock for a second too. That was kind of scary, but I just found it like an hour ago. But yeah, I haven't been using colored pencils that often since I lost that, and I need to get my hands on one again fast because this is really, really tragic. It's making me like depressed. I got really into Young Nudie in 2023, and I think I'm gonna plan on bumping EA Monster and Gumbo until I'm like splayed out on my deathbed. Actually, I hope I'm not gonna be in a deathbed whenever my time comes. Like, low-key, I would love to be like in a field of flowers or something on that caliber, something as peaceful as that. Maybe like surrounded by napping cats and like basking with them in the sun. That sounds very utopian. Oh my goodness. I get 3 years into college and I start talking about how exactly I would want to die. Anyway, I do love being alive. Life is so beautiful and inspiring and awesome. Like, don't be fooled. Never be fooled. Anyway, let me talk about what I'm actually painting with this crackly old Himi gouache right here. I mean, I don't really have much to say about Young Nudie, to be honest. I like associate him with certain friends and I love that connection. He's also from Atlanta, so it's like mandatory for me to listen to him. Like, if you live in Atlanta and you don't stream Young Nudie at least once a day, they behead you and serve your face on a silver platter to Brian Kemp. But this is what we're looking like so far. I definitely spent a few sessions for this one because I like to let the gouache dry and then revisit it. I think that's a good part of the painting process to have. I know it doesn't really look like him, and I didn't get the eyes in, so you can't really tell it's him, but I want to do something involving the snake on the Gumbo album cover, but I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of this page. I kind of rushed it. I wish I thought about the composition a little more and sketched it out a little more thoughtfully, but here we are, alas. But circling back to the concept of listening to certain artists until the day I'm no longer on this earth, I have been continuing my lifelong obsession of Cocteau twins. Okay, yes, I did just find out that they're not actually two women who are twins, and it's actually Elizabeth Fraser and a couple dudes. I did find that out within the past year, but that does not diminish my love and admiration for their music. Every single release is uniquely their own. Each track is mesmerizingly unique and harmonically exquisite, compositionally sound as hell. Their music makes me love being alive so much, and you can listen to them when you're joyful, brooding, anxious, any emotion in between. Cocteau twins are for the people, indeed. So I did these pages a little out of order because I got bored with doing artist portraits, and then I realized it was making me not want to continue filming this video, so I had to force myself to switch gears, and I started one of my specific song interpretations. This one is supposed to be Love by Kryptonite, and I just wanted to capture some kind of like embrace of some sort. I envisioned something sapphic with pink undertones and vibrant colors. I also thought of the beat and the Solange sample and thought that the stars as the little frame around it would represent that rhythm somehow. Y'all don't see it yet. I wrote this voiceover beforehand, so I'm just describing what you will see, I guess. But yeah, I don't know how well those stars translate into the actual rhythm, but whatever. And this was around that time when I realized I couldn't find my pencil sharpener, so I began to lose steam on this, but I think it turned out alright for what I had, I guess. And last but not least, out of my top 5 artists, we have Beach House. This one is like a yeah duh moment for me. I wake up and listen to Beach House. I go to sleep and dream about Beach House. My heart contains an unfathomable adoration for Victoria Legrand and Alex Scaly. Beach House has composed music to accompany every high and low in my life. They just get it. And to me, they're one of the few musical artists in the 21st century who haven't given in to the TikTokification of the music industry and have stayed true to their craft. They haven't changed for anyone or anything, and this reflects in the fact that every release to date has been better and better and better, in my opinion. They haven't released anything yet where I'm like, Beach House is lacking, you know? It's always equally, if not more, impactful than the last one, and everything I say, take it with a grain of salt, of course, because this is just my opinion, but like Beach House has truly formed part of my soul at this rate. Now we are on to the second song in no particular order, Portobello by Young Nudie. I took a painting break really quick because I needed to wait for my first layer of gouache to dry. I also needed to make something outside of my sketchbook, like let me out. It's begun to feel so limiting, like quite literally putting my art in this little box. I've been trying to make more standalone art. But yeah, I love Portobello by Young Nudie so freaking much. It is my vice. This one is based off of Love Me by OG Spliff and Tia Corinne. If you can't tell, I love listening to love songs, anything about love. That was the theme of 2023, evidently. And once again, I wanted to make something that represents embrace, but this time it's more like ooey gooey, abstract. It's water-based oil pastels, like water-soluble oil pastels. I love using these, actually. This song is Stayin' True by Chris Travis, and initially I wanted this one to just be ink with these Stabilo pens that I have, but then I realized I actually don't want to use something with this small of a point on an entire page, let alone an entire spread if I was feeling ambitious, so I ended up branching out to collage, which I haven't done in a really long time. I hosted a collage night at our studio a little while ago, which was really fun. Definitely got me into that collage mindset, and I kind of forgot that this song was Stayin' True and not Diamonds, which he's probably more known for, so I kept looking through this one National Geographic magazine that I have for shiny diamond-like imagery, so I guess I'm glad that some kind of art came out of this, even if it wasn't entirely accurate to the song on my Spotify Wrapped, but I don't know, I still like how this page turned out, or I guess this spread I should say. I'm still really glad that I got to make something inspired by Chris Travis's music. This is the last song I drew. It's Saran Pack by Tay K, and the entire time I was doing this challenge, I was trying to figure out what I would put in my sketchbook when it got to this song, and just like Portobello, I ended up taking this one pretty literally. I also drew this while I watched a bunch of Nicer Tuesdays panels back to back for the first time, so that definitely inspired me to emphasize the graphic design parts of the Saran Wrap packaging, and I'm more proud of this first box that I drew, but after that it just kind of fell off because I wanted to rush this and just be done with the video and be done with the challenge, which in hindsight is kind of really bad because I should take my time on my art, right? But like, what if I wanted to spend all day editing the video and then upload it as a little treat at the end of the day? What then? You cannot stop me. Lo and behold, the worst tape peeling clip you will ever lay eyes on in your entire life. I don't know why the washi tape was acting like this. This is just regular washi tape in my Moleskine sketchbook, and I've just never had it act like this before. It ripped every single time, and I gave up and eventually got impatient with it. I don't really care too much about this spread, but yeah, this is how it turned out. I did add some extra oil pastels over the portobello mushroom that you guys did not see because I didn't film it, but yay, this is how the challenge turned out. I'm very glad with all the results that I got, and I have officially finished this sketchbook, so keep your eyes peeled for a double sketchbook tour, because I actually did not film a sketchbook tour for the last one I completed either. So that was it. That was the video. I hope that you enjoyed watching, and maybe you want to try a challenge similar to this on your own time, perhaps, mayhaps. It's kind of late to do that for Spotify Wrapped specifically, but I don't know, hopefully it serves as inspiration of sorts. Trying to post more, trying to find ways to record things and edit more easily instead of doing more convoluted stuff in the name of quality. I'm recording this in photo booth on my laptop, so yeah, it's that DIY vibe. But genuinely, this is just so much more easier for me to record things and not have a weird buzzing in the background from my camera, because I don't have a mic for my camera. I don't know how to connect this mic to my Canon G7X Mark II. Big fancy camera just seems so official, even though that one camera isn't even that big. It's just like, it feels very proper, and I just want to sit down and talk with you guys. This feels like FaceTime, so yay! I hope you guys liked watching. Tell me what you guys want to see, because I really do want to like serve the people. That's what this channel is for, partly. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one. Stay warm, stay awesome, go outside, touch grass, do all the things. Alright. Love you. Bye. Ooh, I could do an ASMR video. Alright, bye.